This is Hannibal here, back from the gym with a daily wrestling news update. Cody Rhodes continues to not hit the greatest numbers on Smackdown. The show did its lowest viewership and rating of 2024, 0.52 Friday, and this was the go home show for Clash in the Castle, which was a pay per view that didn't sell out as well. It had about 11,000 in a 14,000 seat arena in Scotland, and the SmackDown had about 9,000. This same SmackDown. So yeah, are they going to continue on with Cody if things continue to drop, or are they going to, if the plan is Cody versus The Rock, no matter what, next year, are they just going to keep? I mean, part of the reason why people aren't interested is no one thinks he's going to lose the title because they're already talking about that Rock. A lot of people miss Roman. Roman was a lot more over than Cody. Raw tonight has 7,800. The rumor is since CM Punk went out of his way to say that he wasn't going to be in Corpus Christi tonight, that's just storyline apparently that he uh, he has his checkup today. He could very well appear at the show. He hasn't up to this point. Seth Rollins returned, and there was another Uncle Howdy thing. They've put a lot of money into the costuming of this Uncle Howdy group. No comment on it. I mean, if they'll get over what they want to get over, and they're putting a lot of money into it. So we'll see how it does. People are definitely interested. Rampage with a main event of Pac versus Jay Lethal last Friday did a 0.12 rating. TNA Wrestling has hired a former WWE executive to be their chief revenue officer. Rob Klingman worked for WWE as an executive for 8 years. Of course, TNA is working very closely with WWE. It could be an ECW thing where they're secretly helping fund it. Who knows? They're also working with Pro Wrestling Noah and this Marigold company in Japan, which all I wasn't there like a puppet on Mr. Rogers, sorry, called Marigold. I almost said my my junior junior high gym teacher, Mr. Roberts, but no, Mr. Rogers. There was like a puppet named Marigold that I just find that maybe it means something different in Japan, but all I think about when I hear the name of that company is that Mr. Rogers weird looking puppet. But anyways, apparently they're looking to partner with a company in Puerto Rico now. Carlito, who I've beat before, is in WWE. They've had a long-standing relationship with Carlos Colon, but at various points in time, WWE and IWA Puerto Rico, which Savio Vega runs now, have had good relationships. Neither of those companies right now are full time. Like back when I wrestled there 2005 to 2008 ish, you could be an independent wrestler and make a living in Puerto Rico. They don't run often enough to do that anymore. So maybe if WWE would put some money into that, it could be a good thing. Was I a Brood fan? I've never really liked Christian. I'm not denying he's talented. I've never been a fan of his. Edge, I've always thought was a nice guy. I was more of a fan of Gangrel out of the bunch, which by the way I have wrestled Gangrel as Hannibal and the Blood Hunter. Cody will never be Roman. I mean I admit that Roman is I mean he's one of the best wrestlers today. He obviously since there's no timetable for his return, who knows if he'll be back by SummerSlam or not. He obviously needed time off and wanted time off. So maybe they didn't have a choice but to put the title on somebody else. But there's been a lot. less interest in the product since Roman Reigns and The Rock stopped appearing and the Bloodline. No offense, but it's got like the secondary characters in it now. Secondary characters and new characters. Someone that says no, WWE is making more money than ever because there's more. Back in the past when they had to make money based off of live event revenue, was a totally different business than it is now, where there's so many sources of worldwide revenue. And WWE made billions last year. They didn't profit billions, but they made billions. They profited in the hundreds of thousands. I think 200 and something thousand. Sorry, 200 and something million. They profited in the 200 millions ish, whereas AEW lost 34 million. So I know you're laughing at that and you're making a joke. I hope AEW gets better. I really do. But they seem to be, you got to change. Somebody even said it. The people that are sticking up for AEW, I get it. You're fans of the stuff they're putting out, but like if they don't change, people are just going to keep losing interest. At some point in time, like people are not interested in the current product. Anyways. It's just my opinion. I mean, they're going to a residency in Dallas with just over 1,000 tickets that are going to be available for this. Sorry, just outside of Dallas and Arlington in July and August for Collision and Ring of Honor tapings. Um, and the attendance hasn't been great. The ratings haven't been great. NXT has been beating them sometimes in ratings. They just barely got a better rating than NXT last week with Cody Rhodes on NXT. But yeah, I mean, I'm never going to get in any of these companies, so I just speak the truth. I have no I honestly I've tried to watch the Smackdown highlights from Friday. The most interesting thing of the highlights was the AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes promo, which wasn't a bad promo, but as I said, it's hard to get into it when we know AJ Styles is just going to lose for a second time. But we know that WWE doesn't see AEW as competition when they let AJ Styles tell Cody Rhodes in this promo, you quit New Japan, you quit Ring of Honor, you quit the company you started, and he had quit WWE in the past. If they saw AEW as competition, they wouldn't allow AJ Styles to allude to it. And to be honest, New Japan and Ring of Honor haven't really been good since the AJ Styles years. Anyways, guys, have a great night tomorrow night. I am interviewing at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Tank Abbott and Paul Herrera, UFC pioneers. Paul is good friends with Tank. Tank I just had on again, but Paul is the guy that lost to Gary Goodridge when he had him in the crucifix and gave those vicious elbows. And Paul cornered Tank a lot. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. I have reviewed the first two Death of WCWs. See, I can make it through all of these Vice documentaries. Those, even though I didn't necessarily like the second one of the Death of WCWs, I didn't like the narrative they were trying to put across. I still made it through. To me, those documentaries are more interesting than current wrestling. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful night. It's nice and hot here in Canada, or at least in Ottawa, Canada tonight. This is the hottest day we've had, and I'm really enjoying it. Have a great night.